Rescued is here to talk about the wonderful work that they do for those who are experiencing homelessness, sex trafficking, addiction, living impoverished, whatever it is that they need, they are there. Hope Rescued. The name is exactly what it means. Dr. Alex Kennedy is the executive director. He is here. I have a very good friend who had said to me, "Dawn, do you know Hope Rescued?" And it's like, I don't think I do. And I began to look at it, Dr. Kennedy, and I went, wow, okay, let's call Alex. And then it's so funny, I saw the doctor, and I said, if I ever have doctor in front of my name, if I order French fries, they better say, Dr. G, your French fries are ready. So I'm going to call you Doctor. Hope Rescued, how did this get started?
Well, my wife and I served specifically working in anti-sex trafficking work in Phoenix, Arizona. My wife is a survivor of child sex trafficking. We just had a passion for it. We wanted to help people experiencing the worst that life had to offer and giving them hope, where oftentimes they don't feel it at all. And so we just started stepping up and helping people. And after a few years in Phoenix, we just felt a pull to Louisville. It's a city with a lot of sex trafficking, lots of addiction, and we wanted to start something new and help those in need.
You know, it's funny was the word that I thought of, but not funny. People don't think of sex trafficking here. They, and there is a lot of sex trafficking, and then they only think about it during Derby.
Yeah.
But it's here. It's rampant in Louisville. Why? Or is that all over?
I think it's rampant all over. There's some things specifically about Louisville that cause challenges for us. The intersection of all of the major freeways is a major component. Louisville has a high addiction rate compared to a lot of cities. We're third or fourth highest in most overdose per capita categories in the country, and all of those things contribute. I also know it's a growing issue in the United States that we're becoming more aware of. It's probably always been here, but we become more and more aware as we see it and talk about it and kind of get it out of the darkness a little bit more.
You all work on so many things. I mentioned it. You work on sex trafficking, addiction, those who are living impoverished. You work on food, clothing, any other resources. That's a lot. Number one, how do you do that? And I guess that's what makes you so different?
It is. It's definitely one of the things that makes us different. We started with the mentality of find a need and fill it. Just walk in and go, okay, sex trafficking is a major issue. Immediately we're ministering to women on the streets. We're talking to them. We're giving them hope. And suddenly there's homeless people next to us. We're like, well, we want to feed them. And so we start feeding them, start connecting them to resources like recovery, domestic violence programs, and things like that. And then it was, well, now we're helping people get apartments and housing, and there's still food insecurity, and they're missing jobs. And so we start launching an outreach center that helps provide clothes, food, jobs, has health insurance agents come in and help register for health insurance. And it just kind of kept growing into new things as we ministered to needs.
Do you have a physical location? And you're doing all of this for the least of those, for those that we should be helping. Do you have a physical location, and what can we as a community do to help you?
Yeah, we do have a physical location. It is 2833 Garfield Avenue, right there in the Portland neighborhood.
Okay.
And there is a food pantry there, hot meals served there, a clothes closet, all of those things, as well as our teams that are on the streets in the impoverished, homeless camps, human trafficking areas. We always are raising funds as a nonprofit in our community. We are always looking for volunteers that want to help prepare food, sort and fold clothes. We're doing food drives, clothes drives, all of those things all the time.
What's your biggest need if you were to say, look, I need this right now?
We are dreaming of a project. And so our biggest need is people to rally around that project and begin to volunteer. We want to see more youth advocacy. I always say sometimes we address the immediate wound and put a Band-Aid on it without ever addressing the underneath problem. And so we're dreaming of launching a full indoor gymnasium that will serve the youth community.
Gymnasium?
Yes, it is a large project, and so we're talking about raising funds for that, having it open 5 days a week for free to the youth in Portland to come in, play basketball, have food available to them if they need it, and give them another alternative so that they're not walking into conditions that lead them into poverty, addiction, and those types of issues in the future.
Okay, now we just got a whole new ball game here, Dr. Kennedy. For anybody that is watching, you might be a business, you might be a nonprofit that does grants for other nonprofits,
Yeah.
you might be an engineer or an architect. It is Hope Rescue. They're trying to do a gym, like a community center in Portland, and I know that we can rally around this, or at least give them the capital to do this. If they want to contact you and claim it, that's what I do.
Yeah.
We are going to build
Yes,
a gymnasium.
absolutely.
We claim it. How do they get in touch with you?
Well, they can get in touch with us on our website, hoperescued.com. There's a direct link to email me or any of our staff. There is a contact form at the bottom, so if you have questions or you want us to call you, we can do it that way. And then we also run a phone number that forwards to every person on staff, so it's both to serve the community if they have questions, but also we give it out to our homeless community, our traffic community, of any time they want off the streets and do a resource or any of those things, they just can call that number. So whether you want to get in touch with us because you need resources, have a loved one that wants into recovery and need a connection, or you want to partner and help in any way, you can call that number and we'll get in touch with you.
Okay, Jim, Jim, Hope Rescued, he wants to get the kids in that area off the street, and that's what we're working on with all the violence going on. Dr. Kennedy, is there a question that I did not ask and you're like, oh, I hope she asked, I just want to make sure I get this information out?
Yeah, I think the big thing is just how can we be a solution as a community? And I know you mentioned ways that we can help, but there is so much good happening in the community, and we want to rally around it together. So often we hear the community ask, well, how can, we see the problems, what can we do? We can work together. It never feels like I can do it by myself, but when we partner together, we're going to make a difference and change Louisville for the better.
Everything is better when we work together.
Absolutely.
All right, I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It is Dr. Alex Kennedy. It is Hope Rescued, Inc. You'll see hoperescued.com, the number 502-632-3179. I don't know how fast the gym will be made, but we will definitely have him back when that gym is open.
Absolutely.
And so let's get this gym built. Thank you.
Thank you.